Hello, I'm Gwen from Sacre Brew, and today I would like to introduce you to Spring Calling. It's a Belgian style blonde ale, and it's brewed with coriander seed and chrysanthemum flowers. This is a special beer I brewed for benefiting the Birmingham and Black Country Wildlife Trusts, and I'm giving them 100% of all net profits from sales of this beer. Hopefully this will be the start of a long, wonderful relationship. So this beer is very sparkling, so get it cold. Not ice cold, the way you would drink a mass-produced swilly drink, but nice and chilled. If you overdo it, you can always let it warm up in the glass. And when you pour it really slowly. Make sure that you let this beer stand in your fridge or somewhere cool before you put it in the fridge, undisturbed, like this, upright. Because you see that stuff at the bottom? Yeah, that's yeast. It's a special yeast from Bastogne. It's somewhere in Belgium where they make a beer called Orval. You might have heard of it. If not, it's one of the Trappist beers. And it's the same yeast. It's one of those yeasts that doesn't like to settle down. It stays in suspension. So you want to chill it to help it, crash it and make it all come to the bottom. And you want to keep it still and undisturbed. So when you bring it home from the store, it's going to be shaken up from either carrying it or jiggling it or whatever you're doing to it. And it's going to be very cloudy. This is fine. It's not a problem. The yeast is kind of tasty, and it is good for you. It's got vitamins and enzymes and minerals, and the yeast is a probiotic. So don't worry about it. And I know, especially in this country, people are funny about a beer not being crystal clear. So I'm just warning you. I don't want to hear any complaining online, okay? I'm telling you, you've been warned. This is how you do it. Now, this is really cold, so there's condensation on my glass. And I actually shook it up a little bit, so you can get it clearer than this. But this is perfect, actually. You want a little bit, you want a little bit of the yeast in the beer to give it a little more character. And I poured it so slowly, and it's a little over chilled that I didn't give it the proper head. And if you don't pour it right, you're not going to get a head. And a head is good because you get, this experience is creamy, it's nice, and you get, as you drink through the head, you get a different sensation, a different flavor too. And you can always swirl your glass to kind of make it creamify a bit on top. Anyway, so it's got an intensely fruity floral bouquet. It's a lot like a wit beer. The coriander and the chamomile, that's typical of like really well-made wit beers, except this isn't a wit beer. Smells really good. Want to drink it? Get more of the coriander and the fruit and all those wonderful flavors that this yeast produces. It's a little tiny bit acidic, but it's fruity. It's the chrysanthemum. I think the chrysanthemum and chamomile flavor is actually very similar in this beer. There's no chamomile in it whatsoever. It's all chrysanthemum instead. And it's not, if you've ever had chrysanthemum tea, like at a Chinese store or a restaurant, it's really nice, but it's different. So it's really rather unexpected. There's a nice sweetness to it, which balances the booziness. This is 7.2, 7.3. I forget. So many. 7.2. I was right. So it's not really that boozy. I mean, you can tell there's alcohol in there, but typical of Sacre Brew strong beers, it's strength deceives you because you really don't notice how strong it is. So the sweetness and the booze and the fruit and the chrysanthemum is just like this wonderful sunny golden experience. And the finish is a little, it was a little sweet, a little acidic, and it gently fades. It's really a nice beer. Good with food, good to sip, like much as you would a fine wine. This is Pilsner based. Almost all Pilsner with a little bit of wheat malt for fuller body and more headiness, and a little bit of aromatic malt to give it this deep golden color. The lighting is really bad here, but it'll look better outside. So this hits the shops tomorrow, Wednesday, the 30th of April. Oh, I don't even know what day it is. The life of a brewer. I have to check my phone to find out what day it is. Yes. No, oh, okay. Wednesday, the 29th of April. Pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Leave it in the shops. Please buy it. This is to support the Wildlife Trust's work in conserving green spaces and urban wildlife habitats. And it's really important. And it's a really good beer. If you like Belgians or if you don't like beer, you might like this. Give it a try. Thanks.